Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another empowerment exchange. And I am coming off of a week of working with some incredible entrepreneurs. Obviously, if you're watching this in the Facebook group, I'm talking about you. But if you're watching it somewhere else, I want to just piggyback off of what we talked about last week. We did a 5-day business challenge makeover to really developing and defining the business of your dreams. And I wanted to be able to come on today to share with you what I shared within the group, but to also support people who may already be in this entrepreneurial journey and have a business. And because the information that I shared last week was so helpful for those that were just starting out, I wanted to come on, especially as a business owner, when you have to evolve with the times and the things that your clients need. I figured I would just come on and share with you the 5 pillars that we talked about and also give you an opportunity to connect with me, to talk with me about up-leveling your business if that's something that you're interested in. So I have my notes as always, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm making sure that I don't forget to share anything with you. But in an ever-evolving world of entrepreneurship, the ability to adapt, take a step back, redefine your business is crucial. I have done it many, many, many times, and I probably will continue to do it as different clients come on, as clients from different countries come on, because now I have coaching clients outside of the United States. Cultures are different. The way women are represented in business is different. So I will have to continue to evolve my message as we go along and as I go along and, redefine my branding. There are just different things that I need to continue to do. And as a business owner, if you're already knee deep in the weeds, you do have to every once in a while take that step back and kind of polish everything up, making sure that your values and everything in your mission still line up, make sure that your branding really can speak to who you are, and make sure that the culture above everything else and the experience that you have for your clients is one that you're proud of. And that will change and that will evolve. And whether it is that you're just responding to market changes, you're responding to a shift in customer needs, or simply just looking to up-level your business, refreshing your business model can be a great thing to do, and it can lead to significant breakthroughs. And the very first thing that we talked about, the first pillar I want to talk about really is just gaining a fresh perspective on your business, looking at your business with a clear, fresh set of eyes, seeing where there's different things that you may want to do, see what's working, what isn't, the things you want to keep doing in your business, the things you want to stop doing in your business, the things you want to start doing. So when you take an opportunity to take a step back, you can view your operations from a different angle. And I can tell you, I have my coaching, I also have financial consulting, but I also do have an empowerment shop. And when I put a new product on there, usually the products that I put on there are ones that I've discussed with my client advisory board or ones that my clients have asked for. And I'll run through the process, make sure everything goes right, make sure the experience is right. For a customer who is buying something off the shop for the first time, or for a client who is working with me in the coaching space for the first time, I want to make sure that their experience and their interaction with me is one that makes them feel good, makes them feel like, oh my gosh, I found somebody who gets me. I found somebody who has something that I need. And sometimes we do have to take a different look at it because things do change and technology changes all of the time. And I can't begin to tell you how many emails I've gotten from very reputable businesses that when you click on a link that they send out in an email that's probably automated, a link doesn't work or a link has been moved and there's a lot of 404 messages, or I can't get to where I want to get to see what it is that they're offering. So when you take a step back and you can look at the operations of everything and you can look at the true client customer experience, it really does help you fine tune things that you may not have even known were out of sort. It's almost like looking at it like you were an outside consultant or you were an auditor who was coming in and looking at a business. And it allows you to kind of step back and say, okay, this needs to be fixed, or I don't like the experience that the person is going through there. Maybe there's too many clicks. And now I can say this is just everything that I'm sharing as my own experience as becoming a very successful business owner. There's a lot of stuff that I've had to learn on my own. So you may hear that, well, on Instagram, you're supposed to be posting 2 to 6 times a day. On Instagram, you're supposed to be posting 1 to 3 times a week. Like, everybody has their different perspective. So please understand that my perspective and what I've seen work in my business doesn't necessarily mean it's what you need to do in yours. But I recently was told a client or a customer who wants to work with you doesn't want to have to click more than twice to find out what it is that you provide and the services that you have and the products that you sell. So I'm trying to get my experience for my client to be, they click to find out who I am, they click to figure out how to work with me, and then boom, that's the way that it is. Doesn't mean that yours has to be that way. Had I not stepped back and put a fresh pair of eyes on what I was doing in my business, I may have not even noticed that. I may not have paid attention to that trend. Trying to understand algorithms on social media, it's difficult. I mean, you can go down, I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes trying to figure out, viral songs and all of those things. So I do have somebody that handles all of those individually for me so that I don't have to worry about it. But making sure that stepping back, putting a fresh pair of eyes on what your business is doing and how it's working is really important. So whether it's something you do once a month, whether it's something you do once a quarter, it's still very important to make sure that everything that you have together, you're looking at it through the eyes of your client or your customer who's going to interact with you. Give you a couple action items that you can do. These are just very high level, very easy things to do. Just conduct maybe a client survey or customer survey. If you have primarily everything that you do is on a website, just, have a survey. Was it easy to interact with me? Was it easy to purchase a course or to purchase a download? Did you feel supported? Send out a client survey. That may be very helpful. I know for most people at the very beginning of your business, as I did, you define your mission. You let people know who you are, what you do, how you're going to serve people, how you're going to change the community. So your mission is probably defined. But I can tell you my mission and the way in which I'm going to deliver what I feel called to do, it has evolved. And in that evolving or evolution, I've had to keep my clients up to date on what does that mean? Like when I went from financial consulting into coaching, kind of straddling the fence between consulting and coaching, I made my clients aware of that. I wanted to make sure that my financial client family knew that I wasn't abandoning them, but I was adding additional services because my clients needed them. So making sure that you're communicating what it is that you're doing and making sure that you're updating how you're going to best serve the people that you are called to serve. So making sure that you continue to touch on that mission statement. Some people like me, I'm a service provider. So if you take Jennifer out of Jennifer Perri coaching, you have nothing, because I am the coach, very similar to if you're a doctor or a therapist, you are that person. So in some cases, and in my case, I have a personal mission statement on what I'm called to do, and Shiro Life and Empowerment Coaching has its own mission statement. So if you haven't developed a mission statement yet, it's pretty simple to do. You literally just sit down and figure out who you are, define who you are, who you're serving, how you're serving them, and more than anything, how it can uplift and affect the community that you're in, which I think is very, very important. Your mission statement is just the heart of your business. It articulates why you exist and what you hope to achieve, and having a clear, compelling mission statement can not only inspire your team, but really inspire you. It also holds you accountable to what it is that you feel called to do. And I can tell you, for me, I feel called to be a coach. And every once in a while, something rears its head in my life, and I look at it and I entertain, am I going to go in that direction? But I know I don't want to deviate from that. I hold myself accountable too to my mission statement, so that I know that I'm here to best serve women. So action items just for you: review your current mission statement. Review the original one. Maybe you have one that you started 10 years ago when your business started and you've never once gone back and looked at it. I would encourage you to look at it, review it, assess if it's still aligning with what you're doing and still aligning with your current goals, and also the environment that we're living in. Simplify your mission statement to ensure it is clear, concise, and memorable, and share your updated mission statement with your team and customers, really just to reaffirm your business's purpose. My home is my office. I used to have 2 offices, and when COVID hit and everything else happened, we shut those 2 offices and we moved into the mountains. So I have a very big office here in my home. However, I don't have clients that come into my house. We do everything virtually. I've seen businesses that I've walked into and their mission statement is hung on the wall. Some cases it's stenciled on the wall, or you'll see a canvas, or you'll see it on a sign someplace. That's a great reminder of what your mission statement is. I would also highly encourage you, along with your affirmations, that you have saved and very visible, that you have your mission statement saved so that you can reflect back on it and understand it's okay if it evolves. It may evolve, it may change. It may say that you were going to do something like in person, like I plan to show up and support in person my clients or whatever. And now you've moved on to a virtual situation. I had to let all of my clients know that I was going to be moving into a virtual space. It was very easy at the time I transitioned that because COVID had just happened and everybody was embracing Zoom. So for the clients of mine who never wanted to do Zoom before, really embraced technology, and now they love it. So where now I will offer to meet clients out and about, but they're like, could we just do that, thing where we get on the cameras and we kind of talk through that so that I don't have to deal with traffic, or I don't have to get out of my pajama bottoms or whatever else. Now they've embraced it. So make sure that if you have to update how your offices are functioning or how you're going to best deliver what you say you're going to deliver, and you have had a change in location or how you're going to do it, make sure that you explain that and communicate that with your clients. It is very important. Now, you may be a business owner who is very transactional driven, and there's nothing wrong with that. You may have a product and you be like, I want to sell as many of these as I can and have repeat customers that come back and buy it again. Or somebody like me who's a service provider, I have a very high touch feel with my clients. I communicate with them, probably over communicate with them, but they know how to get a hold of me. They know where to find me on social media. They know my website. They know anything that's updated in my life they're aware of. Because for me, and as a coach, I think that's more important in that capacity. If you are somebody who is providing a service, I think having that maybe a higher level, higher touch for your clients is really important. But if you are a transactional business and you are doing retail and you have just things that are shipping out here and there, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to just include a little note or to communicate something either via email on your website, but make sure that you are revisiting your mission, you're revisiting the way that you're going to provide what you say that you're going to provide, and make the necessary updates and communicate them as much as you possibly can. The third thing we talked about, the third pillar, was just your brand. And I love branding. I would probably, if I wasn't a coach, I would be in social media marketing. There's no doubt in my mind, because I love it. I love seeing businesses evolve. I love seeing people step into the lives that they want. I love seeing people help other people. And I love branding. My brand is Shiro, because I believe inside of every woman is a hero and that we all have our own unique superpowers. And that's because as long as we live unapologetically us, that is our superpower. We are who we are individually. My Shiro, if you look at my brand and you look at the Shiro, and I've shared this in the Facebook group, if you look at it, it just says Shiro, has a silhouette of a superhero. And the O in Shiro is the lasso of truth. And unless I point it out, most people don't see it. But I have a very healthy Wonder Woman obsession. I have had one for very many years. But that lasso of truth I had put in there specifically by design, because I want my clients to understand that I am going to be very truthful with them. I'm going to be honest with them. And I'm going to help them stay accountable to the life that they want to live. I'm going to have some hard conversations. I've had some hard conversations with clients because they can't understand why things in their life aren't working. And 9 times out of 10, it's our own fault. We have a tendency to be our own limit. And in some cases, I have to have hard conversations. And sometimes they go really, really well. Sometimes they don't. But my clients come back around and they understand that agreement that I had made with them at the very beginning was that I was going to be truthful. I was going to be transparent. I was going to be honest with them. So in my O, by design, I have the lasso of truth so that my clients know that they can depend on me to be honest with them and to be open. The life and empowerment coaching, I'm a life coach, which I help women transition through divorce and career changes and being a single mom, and really any transition in their life I help with. And I help them go through that and navigate through it and come out the other side feeling very empowered. So when you look at my logo and you look at it, it states Shiro Life and Empowerment Coaching. It's pretty easy to understand what I do. And I have purple in my brand because purple is domestic violence awareness. And that is the color that represents that. I am a domestic abuse survivor. So that's very important to me. So coming through life, navigating through life, feeling empowered to move forward. And that to me is just really a personal reminder of, again, why I do what I do, is to help women in those situations step into their power and reclaim it. Branding is really important, and it's far more than just your logo. It's really an emotional response that somebody has to your company, to the services that you provide, and to you. A strong brand will stand out in a crowded marketplace and will connect customers on a personal level. So I want my brand, even if it's just the O with the silhouette, I want it at some point to become so recognizable that just like when you're driving down the street and you see a Starbucks, or you see a Dunkin' Donuts, or you see a Target, you know who they are. And I would love, love, love at some point in time to have it to where they're like, oh, that's Shiro, that's Jennifer Perri. I want that. That's what I want. And you should want that for your brand as well. And here's just some action items that you can do. Evaluate what your current brand elements are. Check the logo, check the design, check the tone, even the feeling of specific colors. I know as we get older, the way we interact with different colors changes. I don't know if it's because we just get older and maybe our eyes change or our emotions change, but making sure that they're still resonating with your target market. And that was one thing that I did. Even though I knew purple was very important to have for me in my logo, I made sure that I talked to my client advisory board and to my brand designer and said, does this resonate? Does this resonate with what I'm trying to accomplish? So it's just important to make sure that you check in on that. And then develop a branding strategy that includes consistent messaging across all platforms. If you're watching this and you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn, I would encourage you to go out and check out my Instagram, J Perri Coaching. Go check out my TikTok, which I believe is J Perri Coaching. Check out my Pinterest, which I believe is Shiro Coaching. But you will notice that there is consistency in all my colors all across the platforms, because that's important too, to help people who are following you or who are buying what you have to offer understand the consistency and recognize your brand. So if you switch over to my website, which is jenniferperri.com, you click on it and you go to my Instagram, you go to Pinterest, you go to TikTok, you go wherever I am at, you're going to see that there's consistency in the colors. There's also consistency in my logo. So that's very important. Launch a rebranding campaign that tells the story of who you are and the value that you bring to the customers. I changed a little bit of my logo up. Probably about 6 or 8 months ago. I added a different silhouette. I redefined the lasso of truth, and I relaunched that. I didn't really do a campaign around it, but people saw it and people were like, oh, I really like that. I noticed you added the rope, and I explained to them what it meant. And that was very important. My financial consulting side of my business is called Swan Financial Advisors. The SWAN stands for Sleep Well at Night. I help my clients financially sleep well at night. They don't have to worry about what their money's doing. They don't have to worry about if it's going to be there when they need it, or their insurance is going to be there to take care of the people they leave behind. I help them sleep well at night. And that was very important for me, to have two businesses that I can identify as the brand is very recognizable. So obviously, when you look at it, make sure that your brand resonates not only with who you are, but it also describes what you do, and may not describe how you do it. Obviously, that's what your mission statement is, but spend some time with your brand. And if you're not real happy with the logo that you have and you're like, it could be better, I could do something different, revisit it, refresh it, gives you another reason to talk about it, right? You get a brand new website, put the brand new website up there with a new logo, new colors, but make sure that you are continuously looking at your brand. If it needs to evolve, let it evolve. You are the business owner. You can do whatever it is you choose to do. Next thing I'm going to talk about, one of the big pillars, defining your culture. Not only defining your culture for the people who work with you or for you, but also defining it for your clients, making sure that your clients feel like they're going to be supported in your client family. Now, it's going to be different. Again, if you're somebody who has created a product or is selling a line of products and it is very transactional, you still have a way to be authentic in that and very personal in that. I shop a lot on Amazon. Just ask my husband. Well, he shops a lot on Amazon too. I have found that when I buy certain things, The people are taking time to actually do handwritten notes, to do little like discount codes or send an extra little free gift. They're taking that extra time. And for me, I am definitely going to buy from them again because I feel like the thought has gone into it. The client experience has been a wonderful client experience. I like that. And I think a lot of people like that, especially over the past few years where our environment's been different and people are still kind of unsure about being out in big crowds. A lot of shopping has moved online. So just spending a little bit of time doing something a little extra really does make a difference. And it does help create an incredible client culture inside as well. And for my clients, I want it to be an experience for them. I want them to know that they're supported, want them to know that I'm excited to be working with them. So I do have things that I send out, things that I will drop in the mail when I know it's their birthday or that they've had a rough week or that they've completed a milestone in their life. I will make sure that they know that they are part of my client family and that I value them. So making sure you have a very good experience for your client, but also making sure that you have a very good experience for the people who support you. I have a lot of people who support me. That's happened over the past year. Before I was doing it all myself because I had a hard time delegating, but also because you're not really sure who you need until you start having a need hold its hand up and go, hello. It's really hard to like track all the back office stuff, track all the data that's coming in. It's hard. You need to put people in those roles. And the people who work with me, I value them beyond words, and they know how much I appreciate them because I tell them all the time. So you want to create that culture in your employee base, in your client base, that just, they want to be there. They want to support your business. They want to be there and support you. They want to help you. They want to help grow. So it's really important that you are spending time defining your culture. One of the things you can do, an action item that you can do, is create a culture statement that outlines the desired behaviors and attitudes within your business. If you have employees that you're bringing on and you have hey, this is how we conduct ourselves. This is how we run our business. This is what we want the client experience to be like. If you have something written out, it makes it easier for everybody to understand the expectations. Implement, routine check-ins. Make sure that everybody's on the same page as you bring new people in or you add new people to your team. But then also bring your people that support you in to help devise ways to make the client experience a wonderful one. Incorporate some of the things they may suggest. Help them be there to support your clients. So making sure that you are taking the time to check out your culture, check in with your employees, check in with your clients to see if there's anything that you could do different to make their experience better. And then the last thing I want to wrap up with when it comes to business is the confidence. And confidence is contagious and can significantly impact your business's success. As a leader, your confidence inspires trust and security in your team and also in your clientele. I am extremely confident in how I help people. I'm confident in it because on the financial side of things, I know what works for my clients when it comes to saving money, protecting it, helping them sleep well at night. I know the strategies that I put in place for them are exactly what they need because I take the time to get to know them. I take the time to get to know their needs. And I talk through everything with them and they explain the pros and cons. So I'm very confident in the financial side of my business. I'm also extremely confident as a transformation coach. The reason I'm extremely confident is because I have transformed my own life. I've gotten out of abuse. I've been a single mom. I was paralyzed. And in the midst of all of that, I taught myself how to walk again, how to use my hands again, how to drive again. And I continue to support my clients. I know how to move the mountains in my own life. So I can certainly use the strategies and the tools that I use to move my mountains to help my clients move theirs. I am a very good support for my clients, and I'm really good at pouring my life into the lives of other people. I am very confident that in my clients, they go through a true transformation. And when they come out the other side, it is just so inspiring to watch what they do with their lives. I am very confident in what I do. I'm very confident as a coach and a consultant and as a speaker. So if you are confident, that will literally infect everybody around you and make them feel confident and empowered. And then that translates down to your clients and to your customers. Understand that being confident really does have a ripple effect. And I want you just a couple action items to learn to be more confident as a business owner. Set aside some time. Set aside time for you. Maybe there is a personal growth book that you wanted to read, or maybe there is a course that you want to take. I have a couple of courses you can take to really help you with confidence, living authentically, breaking through limiting beliefs. So if you're interested in those, you can always reach out to me. But sharpen your skills. Find ways to make you feel more confident. If you are a business owner and you are struggling with management skills, or you're struggling with bookkeeping, or you're struggling with certain things, pull in those people around that can support you, or go out and educate yourself. The first thing is just setting aside some time for personal development. Practice decision-making skills by setting small, manageable goals and achieving them. Build a network of fellow entrepreneurs, mentors to bolster your confidence through their shared experiences and advice. Find a mastermind you can join. I'm getting ready to launch a think tank in LinkedIn with other very high-performing female business owners, because we all want to learn from each other, network with each other, come together. I think that's so important, to surround yourself with people that are already doing what you want to do, or already have the type of business that you want to have. Success leaves clues. Keep an eye out for the people that are already doing what you want to do, and then find ways that you can interact with them. But building up your confidence does take time. But when you make the time to do it, and you affirm every day that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are unstoppable, that you are limitless, when you can affirm that and you walk into that affirmation and you live your life that way, the confidence will follow. Refreshing and redefining your business isn't just about staying relevant. It's about taking proactive steps to ensure your business continues to thrive in just an ever-changing landscape. By focusing on these 5 pillars: fresh perspective on your business, defining your mission, defining your brand, defining your culture, and building up the confidence as a business entrepreneur, you can establish a very strong foundation for growth, innovation, and sustained success. And remember that the key to a successful refresh lies in a clear vision, consistent action, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Now, one of the things I want to make an offer to you, I had extended it into my Facebook group, but I'm extending it for a week. If you want to hop on a 30-minute up-level my business strategy call with me, I'm making those available for $97. I normally charge about $500 an hour to do strategy calls, but I want to just hop on the phone and have a conversation with you, kind of help you fine-tune what it is that you're doing. And if it is confidence, we need to talk about that. We need to spend some time with each other. So if you're interested in taking advantage of one of the calls with me to up-level your business, just get on my calendar and we will have time to connect. So thank you again for letting me come on to this Empowerment Exchange. And I look forward to connecting with you all soon.